pen is done and I really, really love it like this. So I kind of just want to leave it like that and be like, there it is, it's finished. But I have made the decision to use completely all gouache today, no watercolor. I thought I really want to get back into doing it. Watercolor makes it so much easier because I've just got the palette and I can mix it all up, make it messy. But I have decided to use it. The downside to this is a lot of them, they actually rattle, so these are useless. But the great thing is, because I'm going to do this, at least I will be able to go through them all and see which ones I need to replace. Oh, and a lovely happy birthday candle. I think that's, no, that's not a candle. It's actually a plastic thing. I think we better not have that in there because I'm trying to tidy up. So, yeah, I mean, that feels rock hard. These are quite old. I used to use them all the time. So I'm going to have to go through it. But what I want to do is do a pink background here. And I also want to get my angle right. So I do have one of those thingies where I can paint. I could probably do it like that. I'm going to do a few little bits and then we'll see how it goes. But first of all, I want to do a nice little pink background. So I'm going to have a search for my paints because it's going to take a while and then I shall get started. So I have been through my paints. I've got a few of these pinks. This one here is quite soft at the bottom, but it is rock hard at the top, so there's no point trying to get in there. I could scoop out some of the dry and add some water to it, but I'm not going to. But what I'm going to do is do a bit of research to see if I can cut this open and save it. I don't know whether I can put it in like little containers or something, I don't know, but it just seems like such a shame to actually throw these away. I mean, this one, I don't know, it looks like it's got quite a lot in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some white. I'm going to get some of this, what is this? Spectrum red, I think. No, primary red, not spectrum red. And, I don't know, it looks better on this side. Yeah, so Winsor & Newton. I've always used De La Roni. I found Winsor & Newton, they had like, I don't know whether it's like a slightly sort of watery or oily kind of base. It didn't feel like they'd mixed properly. So, I don't know. But we shall see. This is where I find that it's not going to come out. This is weird. Yeah, so the tip is actually hard. No, it's so squishy everywhere else. I don't know if I can maybe put something sharp in there. Oh. Okay, it is out. Right, okay, so that is good. That is a great start. There I was trying to get the tiniest bit out because I always used to use way too much and then I'd have a lot left over on the palette, which is fine because then you can just wet it and use it again, but it's not quite the same because it's nice to have that thickness. Right, so now that I started filming, I'm going to stop again. Good job it didn't go all over the painting. That might have been a bit of a tragedy. But I'm going to go and clean myself up and come back. So I think what I'm going to do is come up with some paintings where I'm going to use this red. Yeah, okay. Okay, we are back. We are clean. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of white. That's probably more than I need. So this is crazy. I am literally just going to do the tiniest of washes on the base. Right. So try not to set light to anything. Okay, so I just want to mix those two together. This is so bizarre. I know I used a little bit of gouache in a couple of my previous paintings, but to be doing it again like this it is such a much more involved process than just dipping it in the watercolor. I think this is probably, I don't know, it's just going to be the wrong kind of pink, but I am just going to really do it quite lightly. I've got to remember, this was something as well that I've noticed recently, is that I just don't put it on thin enough and then I regret it because I feel like I've just done too much. I love that colour though, that is brilliant. So after all that, I can say that I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the outcome. There you go. And I'm doing all these little lantern thingies here. I've got to try and get them looking like they are glowing. Get the right angle. I quite like holding this card. And what I want to do with this painting as well is to do a lot more detail than I have been doing. So I don't know what. So something. Right, see this bit up here, they're all going to be silhouettes. So that's all good. I don't know whether it's my imagination, but it does feel like the pen is spreading. It must be my imagination. It has to be. Okay, let's pop a little bit more on there. That's a little bit dark. This is such a lovely feeling to be using gouache again. I think because I've used it since, I don't know when I started using gouache. I know my dad, I think it was my dad that bought me like the starter set. So it's got like, I don't know, 8 colours in it or something. I think you can still buy it now. And just starting to paint, and I've always loved anything with reflective surfaces. I absolutely love. So I think one of my first paintings, I'm not sure where it is, I'm fairly certain I've got it, is a car, and I think it might be a Ford Escort. It's like a really, really exciting car. I think I did a Rolls Royce. I think it was a Rolls Royce, not a Bentley. And I also did something else that I sold. I think what I want to do is introduce a wee bit of orange. I don't know if I've got any decent orange. We're going to have to go back into there and have a look. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It looks like it's just too much. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's good. I kind of feel like it's almost like a sort of Halloween-y sky. We went up to London, I think it was just after Christmas. Oh, I've just put it over the thingy. And they have this big fair. I think it's in Hyde Park. And because there's so many lights in it, the sky was just an amazing colour. It was really cloudy. And it was like it was very surreal, the colour of the sky. And it's very weird to be walking along and then you see the fairground attraction sort of appearing down the ends of the streets that you're going down, and you see this sudden weird alien thing spinning around with different colours. But yeah, the sky was incredible. And I did take some pictures, so I will insert them in here, because I often say that, and then I either can't find the picture. There's a painting that my dad did that I said I was going to put in one of my videos, and I never did, so I might even do that right now. I will go to the effort to find that painting, because it was a little train. But yes, the sky was a really amazing colour, and it just felt sort of very, very surreal, very stormy, and just really quite magical. Right, so I love that. So yeah, I want to see if I've got an orange. I do have an orange in here. Maybe cadmium red with a bit of yellow might work. If I've got yellow. And I've got, did I say cadmium red? Flame red? I don't know what I said actually. So I've got some yellow. This feels hard, so that might have to be dealt with. Plain old yellow. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix these two together rather than, I know I've got an orange in there somewhere, or I've had an orange. I could even have used the red actually. But this is a slightly more orangey red, so I'm going to use this one and mix it with some yellow. The lid came off very well on that one, because I always surprise me. It's always like, it's never going to come off. That is such negative thinking. So, oh, I love the colour in that. I'm not a fan of pink at all, but I do love that. There's something about, when I was doing the wall for my miniature build for the house of Matilda and Josephine, I put the copper paint in there that I used on the tips of the railing. And when you swirl it around, it looks really cool because it just makes this amazing sort of mesmerising pattern. I don't know. Oh, that's better. Yes. I also need to do something about this because I put it on the table and the table doesn't like it. So I've got to come up with better ideas to save this table. Otherwise, I'm going to get into so much trouble. Right. So, the other thing is I have been using the white tack to stick it down, but something I do rather love that I've done in the past is, I want to try and keep that in the frame, but it's not going to work, is I put the tape on there, so you end up with the white corners, and I quite like that. It's almost like when you put photos in an album, and I don't know if you still get them, where you'd have like the little corners that you'd push the photo into. And Yeah, it reminds me of that. This is very bizarre. I'm not sure if it's quite... I think I like it. I think I'm going to go with it. But yeah. Again, like with all the other paintings I've been doing lately, I've not really thought about the colours and where I'm going with it until I've just been doing it. I think that works really well, actually. I'm very happy with that, and I don't have enough paint, so hopefully, I hope that's the same. Is that going to be the same? Yes, perfect. Yeah, so I don't have... My God, what was I talking about? There she goes again. And the funny thing as well is I cannot actually see what I'm doing, even though I'm staring right onto my phone where the image is. The way it's held, I can't actually see the image, which is not very good. I'm really loving that side. I think the orange is much stronger on that side. I feel like that's some kind of what is it? Oh my God, what is that? What is that film? What is that series? May the 4th. May the Force. Star Wars. It's like, yeah. The Force is stronger with that side. Anyway, no. But yeah, I'm liking that. I think that's good. But do I want to keep that sky, that colour? Or do I'm kind of thinking, oh, I think I should leave that to dry. Sometimes I fiddle with bits and then I regret it. And I think maybe I should have left it. So I'm going to leave that. I think what I might do is do the base. What colour should I do the base? I think probably green. That is water. So I'm thinking I should perhaps have it so it's reflecting the sky. This is going to be a bit new for me because normally I just do water blue because it's like, that's the colour of water. But I think if I do it so it's reflecting the sky a little bit, it might make it look more realistic. And I sort of originally thought, yes, it's going to be really dark. But if I'm doing something dark, I have a tendency to overdo it. I quite like that, actually. So I'm going to be quite careful. And while I've got the orange, I'm still using my acrylic paintbrush, and I still haven't learnt what the deal is with that. I'm really loving this, actually. I'm really loving using whatever these are called, gouache. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of exciting me a little bit. So I want to have the windows orange, glowing, hopefully. When I've put all the other paint on, it will look a bit better. I can't see what I'm doing properly. There. Yeah, so once I put the brown on and everything else, then you'll be able to see it. These doors don't look like they're really part of it at the moment. They don't look like they're in there. I think I want to do some green on the door maybe. But they probably all should be different colours because they are like the hotel rooms. But I'm loving that. I do think that is working. I took a photograph of a tree in the park once, and it had a puddle around the base of it, and I always wanted to paint it, and I had that idea of actually doing this, but yeah, never came out with it. But here it is. Right, okay, I'm gonna get the hairdryer, I think. So I didn't end up drying it with a hairdryer because I got so distracted by many other things that it ended up just drying anyway. So what I want to do is I want to do a mixture of a greeny brownie on the ground. And I've got this saffron green, and the reason I want to use it is just because it's got a cool name. And I have to admit, the colour, I was thinking it's going to be a lot yellower than that. It's more of a, almost like a neon green, almost. Maybe not neon, but like the green that you get in the, oh my God, in the marker pens. And then have a little bit of this colour as well. If it comes out, there we go. It's always so unpredictable. Look at that. I just keep looking at that. I'm glad I'm not wearing a jumper, because if I was, I really would be in trouble. So I just want to mix some different colours. These colours. Maybe do the light green in the foreground. So it's here. Yeah, I quite like the fact that I'm using quite bright, vibrant colours, because I do like to do sort of quite natural colours, but I'm liking these slightly less natural. I mean, as I was saying with that sky that we saw in London, you know, it's not unusual for the sky to be a weird colour like this, so this is absolutely perfectly fine, but it just makes me think more of like I don't know, like a Pink Panther cartoon, just any other cartoon that's just got really lovely vibrant colours. Yeah, it's working for me, that's all I can say. There we go. And then just sort of blend it in there, and then have this colour, which I believe is raw umber. So there we go. And I do love De Laroni. I love the design of Gouache, but as I said, you don't see it so much. And Gouache is a funny thing. I mean, I know. I'm surprised actually at how many people use it, because I've been told so many times. I've used it now, I think, for probably, gosh, 20, maybe even 30 years I've been using Gouache. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? That sounds really cool though. I've got 30 years of experience in art. But yeah, I must have been using it for about 30 years, because I'm sure I was 20, certainly in my 20s, when I started using it. Gosh, again, where am I going with this story? But yes, it was so easy to get. They had it in the local hobby craft. I think other art shops stocked it, and then I stopped using it really for a while, and then I'd go back. A few years ago I went back to Hobbycraft and they just didn't have it anymore, and it's kind of like, oh, and I don't think they even stock Gouache. Maybe now. But I still, I mean, I look on YouTube and there's still so many people making videos using Gouache, and I just think Gouache is such a lovely medium to use. And it's so much like watercolour in obviously the application, but because it's got this lovely thickness to it, it just is, I find it so much easier to use. Perhaps as well because I've been using it for years and very rarely use watercolour. But I think what I've noticed as well is that using Gouache, I am wanting to do much more detail. So I'm really taking my time doing the base colours, and then I'm going to be able to come in and do the detail, and I'm going to enjoy that more. So this video is going to be like 3 hours long, and I really don't mind that at all. I think again it's really interesting. I would watch videos, like art videos, for longer when they have a lot more detail and a lot more. I like listening to people talking about their art, which is probably why I like making videos where I'm just going on and on. I've just coloured in that window, which is not so good, but it's okay. I've just realised that my left thumb is starting to ache a bit. It's like when you're doing something, you're so engrossed in something, and then you suddenly think, actually, not so much. I love the light green in the background. I think I'm going to have to do something about it because it's just not quite right with this glow, but I do like it. And I like the colour of that tree. I'm so tempted to make the background darker, and that's where I start to have issues, because then I start to overdo stuff, and before I know it, quite often some of my paintings look, I wouldn't say dirty. I think perhaps my last few, they've had a bit more of a dirtier look to them with the colour, so I don't want to start adding darker colours to the background, because I think that might happen, is that it will look dirty. And I love the vibrancy of the colours at the moment, so I'm going to stay with it. See, I've just realised that line there, that I did on the original sketch, that was a bit of smoke coming out of this chimney. So I've now turned it into a branch. So I probably still could turn it into a chimney, because that's a chimney there. So what I want to do as well is give these doors different colours. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little tiny bit of this red, so I can say, oh, that's what I find annoying. I find annoying all the little noises that these things make. So it's like the tinking of that wobbling on the table. There are so many little things, but they're all nice noises until you go to edit, and they're so much louder than everything else. And I've also noticed, it's funny when you start looking at it and you start thinking, okay, I've just noticed that my braces keep braces. Yes, I wear braces. No, my bracelet is scraping along the table now. All these little things that suddenly I think, oh, I'm not, oh God, not sure about. Look at that. No. And that was something I absolutely loved doing. I used to do paintings of eyes, and I used to push the paint back. So if you do this, you get like a lovely light area there, and then you get the edge. So that's how I used to do the edge of the iris, just by pushing the paint right to the edge of the circle. I don't really need to do that here, but I thought I'd demonstrate it, because obviously I think I've been using red, so now I've given this a nice reddish glow. Not so good. Yeah, so one red door. I think we're going to do one green door. In fact, as I've got green on my palette, I'm just going to have a go at that. So I'm practicing the dipping it in slowly so that it doesn't chink the side, but there we go. Right, I think this one can be green. I think one of them will be blue. And then, yeah. Right, so now I've got to find some blue. Right, so I found a lot of blues, but they are quite hard. This is it's heartbreaking, really. It's like, there's so much paint in there, and it's just rock hard. So I've definitely got to figure out, I've got to look up what I can do about it. Because, you know, now that I have kind of got myself back into, oh dear, I only need the tiniest amount, so there we go. But yeah, now that I've got back into Gouache, and I've also noticed that the battery on my phone is dying, so that's not good. And yes, change the water. This is not going to be the right colour. Luckily it's quite dark. And I think I'm going to put the blue on this door there, and a nice light blue, like so. And then I'm going to use yellow on the other one, and then I'm going to change my paint and also plug my phone in, because I cannot suddenly run out of power while I'm painting, because that would be tragic. I think it's on 15%, so we haven't got long. So I can just do a little bit of detail on the steps. It's funny because I am very aware that is not very much detail. It's like, that's a mess. I just suddenly decided to put random lines everywhere, and it doesn't look like steps now at all. But it will do, because these doors are supposed to kind of come off the steps a little bit. So the steps go up to the main entrance there, and then you have little, like the hotel rooms that kind of veer off into the back there somewhere. But what I also want to do is put a little bit of orange in the doorway, because the door to the hotel, the main door, is slightly open. So I'm going to just put a little bit of orange there, and then decide what colour I'm going to do the door later. But I'm definitely going to plug my phone in and probably carry on tomorrow, because it is now, I don't know what time it is, it's now nearly 10 o'clock in the evening, and I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe I'm on a roll. Maybe I should keep going. But yeah, I like it so, and the colours are very, very brighter for me, much more colourful than normal. So we'll see how it goes. But I love them up there. I love them in their little little disco on the roof. I think that's very cool. Anyway, right. So I thought I would tackle the tree this morning. Oh gosh, every time I squeeze these out, it's like it's just not quite, it's not quite there. So they're quite hard to squeeze out. So I got a little bit of burnt umber, and I'm just going to mix in some raw umber. I am making it up as I go along, which is pretty much my usual thing. And I'm really liking my camera setup. So what I have done is I've gone really high tech, and I've got 2 books and a tea light holder, and it's just got the right angle. I don't know how it's going to work once I start putting pressure on the paper. I'd only just thought of that. I'm thinking, oh, there I was thinking I'm clever, but and also I need to put something under this so it stops rocking on the table, because all I'm hearing is this clinking noise. Unless I can be like one of these professional artists where I hold the palette. I need to get one of these ones that has the thumb. It has got a little hole, but I'm not quite sure. I don't believe that's what it's for, unless it's for babies. This is the baby palette, right? Okay. So what I want to do is kind of I'm not really sure what I want to do. I just want to get a bit of dark on here. Yeah, I am loving this angle. I'm loving the I'm loving the camera angle. I'm going to lose that witch, I think, soon, because she's disappearing. That's something I've noticed as well. Obviously, using the gouache, it does bury stuff a little bit more. Oh, there she is. There she is. Pops out. Very good. Right. Probably need to get myself a smaller paintbrush to do this, but when I start something and I've got the paintbrush in my hand, there's a part of me that's just like, no. Oops. I've started, so I'm going to carry on. So we shall see. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the paint on, and then I'm going to do that thing where I wash it off later on so that I can show a bit of light coming on these little street lights. If I'd been really adventurous, I would have put a little light on top of every little door, but I'm not. See, there we are. Right. Yeah. So I like how that sort of brings it out, but I don't know whether to put a little bit of dark here. And the reason why I'm using burnt umber is because I don't have any other brown. And I want to get a little bit on this black thing, because as I mentioned earlier, I do love how it's got all the colours from the different paintings I've done. Right, there we go. That gives it, kind of gives it a bit more depth, I think, having that. But these, I need to put a bit more detail in around the doors, because they just look like they're hovering. They don't actually look like they're part of anything. So this is where it's hard. I've got to lean on this, so I got my hand steadier, so I'm not leaning on the I want to call it an easel. It really isn't. What would you call it? It's like oops. This paint is rather thick. Gosh, that was. Even when I had it on the paintbrush, I was thinking that's a bit thick. But like I said, once I start something, even though I know it's wrong, I keep going. It's like, it's the wrong paintbrush, it's too much paint, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway, because I don't know why. It's a laziness thing, I think. Right, yeah, that looks quite nice. I'm gonna have to put quite a lot of detail on these steps, which is scaring me, but I will do it. So it's almost as though, I think what I'm seeing here is as though we've got like a little bit of like almost like they're coming out. Yeah, like there's a little sort of like it's sticking out a bit. I don't know if that's going to really show, because that one looks like it's embedded in the tree. That one does as well, but this one is sticking out a bit, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy to go with that. Yeah, I want to put so much detail into this one. Will it happen? Yes. Okay. I think just putting the detail on the tree, I'm just going to cut to a time lapse. Otherwise, we will be here for days, which is absolutely fine. But I kind of feel like I'm just going to witter on. So off we go. So I like this green until it dried. Oh, I need to stick that back down. But now I'm not a fan. It's kind of dried, like a kind of dusty looking colour. I definitely need to hair dry this as well, because when it starts to bend up around the edges, that means it needs a bit of heat and a little bit of drying. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So I think I need to go back to using, oops. Yeah, I mustn't take that out of the way. It's actually holding it there. Go back to using the blue that I had, which there's one down here, because that seems to make a much better darker colour. Yeah. So maybe put that over the top. Like so. Okay, so I'm loving it so far. I'm just getting lots of detail on the steps. I quite like how it's looking nice and deep now. So I did try using some of that. I think it was, what color was that? I'm not sure because I probably, oh no, there it is. Marine blue. I tried putting some of that and using it as a shading to add to the other color, to the brown. Didn't really work. It kind of, the green kind of dries in a weird sort of, I don't know how to explain it, like a chalky kind of way. I feel it doesn't look right, so I'm going to go back to using the blue. And one thing that I want to do, I used to do this when I used to do shading, especially with eyes. I used to do really, and this is, I don't know if it's going to work. Actually, that probably would work better. But a very, very watered down blue just to shade. And also my angle is not very good. One of the problems with having it like this is, actually that looks alright. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing that at all. I just wanted to give the water a bit more depth and a bit more colour. So what I'll do is I'll put a few highlights in it as well. And I might put some of that green around the edge on the top part, just to do that. So I have been absolutely struggling with my procrastination. I don't know what is going on. I've done it, I think it was when I was a child at school. I really hated school. I mean, I hated it. Like, it wasn't like, oh, don't like this much, or, you know, I can tolerate this. I just did not like it at all. I didn't understand it. And so if I had to do homework or anything, I would leave it to the last minute. I just didn't want to do it at all. And I think that's just carried on into my adult years. It's become a habit. So my brain still has that fear of, oh yeah, you didn't want to do that. Oh, that's not very pleasant. Oh, put that off. So I keep doing that with my art. I try to kind of give it more of, almost like it's got a nice deep edge to it for the water, but it doesn't work. Yeah, so I feel like my brain is still telling me, okay, you don't want to do this. You don't want to get up early in the morning. You don't want to have to start the next day. So I feel, I don't know whether it's like a fear to do absolutely everything. I kind of feel weird how these steps are the same way, and they're not really steps. They're more, I think it is because they're steps over the abyss, because I do love that deep bit. Like there's a bit of it's quite a scary little drop there. But at the same time, I kind of wish I'd done it like that, where they were actually going down somewhere, but it's fine. I'm all right with it. So what I'm trying to do is keep giving myself targets so that I can get things done. And today, that was this morning. And here I am, leaving it to the last minute again and really not getting much done. And I think as well, a lot of it is to do with filming. Filming art is a lot harder than just doing art, because I'm always trying to get the right angle. I'm struggling right now because I've got the wrong angle, and it's not the wrong angle with the film, it's the wrong angle with where I am, my hand and everything. So my plan is to just keep pushing through, keep sort of pushing myself to get stuff done, because it really does work. I'm going to use the red that I poured all over my hand to shade the pink. It really does work to just keep analyzing every day. Why did I do it late again today? Why have I done it this way? Why? And to a lot of people, it's like, well, no, give yourself some grace. But I kind of want to know before it's too late why I'm doing it. I don't really need to know why. I just need to stop doing it. That is the ultimate wish, is to actually just stop with the procrastination. Stop leaving things to the last minute. Because it's so simple. I can do this whole painting in one sitting. It's not difficult. I just give myself excuses. I give myself fears. I think, well, like this morning, I need to do 10,000 steps. And I did, and it was nice. I did go out. And I'm very happy that I got my steps in. I'm very happy that I had a shower. I'm kind of happy that I did the washing machine. I could have waited until someone else was up and got them to empty the washing machine, or even load it and empty it, because that's what I did. But I chose to. And the thing is, a lot of people say, yes, but you're doing good things, and that's not true. I'm doing good things to avoid the thing that I really want to do, and then telling myself that it's okay because I had to do the washing machine. I have to have exercise. All these little things that I keep telling myself I have to do. And if I'm honest with myself, no, I did not have to. So I'm having, but it's just got to keep going. Just got to keep figuring it out. And the best way to figure out why you've got a habit is to actually do the thing that you're avoiding, do the thing that you're finding hard. And then eventually you will discover what's going on, and you will prevail. Everything will be good. Right, I think these windows are a little bit red, but it doesn't matter. Maybe I do that one a little bit darker. Darker on the ground, below where the light would be. And give them all like a mossy, greeny texture on the bottom here. Give them like a bit of that. There. Little blobs occasionally make things look really good. And I need that one as well. This is going to be white door. There. Yeah, so I'm feeling like this area is a problem, but I just want to, maybe I need to do up there, because what I need to do is colour this bit in, because I've done it so that it looks like the witches are standing on that rather than standing on a level below it. Originally they were supposed to be standing on a level below it, but that's like a little kind of not a terrace, can't think what it's called. It's a little something, right? And then I'm just going to do a swing there. See, I'm not sure how to do the little glitter balls, especially as I've done the lines in the wrong place. I don't know whether to just give them like little different bits of colour. I can't remember who it was. It's an artist on here that painted really amazing glitter balls. Are they called glitter balls? I can't remember. Probably not. Probably not. I mean, they glitter, so maybe it is. Yeah, I just want to give them... I probably should have just done them sort of in a yellowy golden colour. There we go. I don't know what's wrong with my voice today. There. Oops, I just put my finger in something wet. Yeah, and the paper has just popped up as well. So what I'm going to do is do little bits of white sort of coming off of it, and coming off of lots of things. I mean, we are now entering white territory. I don't know what to do. I think I might have to get the hairdryer out. But first I'm going to get the white out. If I can open it. And then just do a few highlights here and there to get things looking a little bit nice. Because I'm already looking at this and thinking, well, you know, I can be happy with the colour I've got. The colour I've got with what's happened so far. No, the paint is not coming off. Really, ideally, when you're doing white, you should have cleaner water. But I'm always knocking everything. Yeah, very nice to have clean water. I kind of feel like I should be doing little white rays coming out of it, but I just think I want to make it a little bit more realistic, but I don't think that's going to happen. See, what I could do is I don't know what to do. Just have like yeah, that sort of might work. It's just giving an idea of it. That's going to be too thick. Yeah, and they'll probably be all around actually. That's terrible. Needs to be a bit more. No, it's giving the idea of it rather than okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. And then just get some little highlights in the windows. We can get the paint off the paintbrush. I think this is one of the hardest things I find, is getting the right amount of paint on the paintbrush. That, I don't know whether that looks right or not. It kind of, I don't know. That obviously should be there. And then just blur it a little bit, I think. Yeah, so just having, so kind of like that, but it's not very neat. It's sort of all over the place. And maybe we can say that that's what happens when you have glitter balls. It's kind of, there's lovely little patterns everywhere. It's not uniform. And I'm not using the tip of the brush, so I'm making these slightly. Yeah, whoa. We definitely need to change my my angle. Right, I don't know how to deal with that. That's going to be quite a big splosh. Yeah, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. In fact, if I just make them all a bit sploshy. Yeah, I've no idea what's going up there. What's happening up there? Yeah, I kind of like it. I think it's working. I think I don't know, something's happening. Yeah. So when that dries, that will look all right. What I want to do as well is add a little smoke coming out of the chimney. And I don't know whether to do that one as well. Like that. So what one can do is have like a double bit like that. And then just in the middle, just do like a lighter, preferably not with so much water. Just do a much lighter bit of white. There, I'm happy with that. And then I can do one on the other side. Like, maybe kind of, because that line was actually the line of the smoke. But when I was tracing it, I didn't realise. So I couldn't figure out what the line was. And I was thinking, what have I drawn there? It must be a branch. No, it is not a branch. There we go. Lovely. All right. And then, yeah, again, I could do like the light coming down from these the same. Looks like legs, but hopefully I can. I think, yeah, what I need to be doing is learning how to do this all again. So I used to be good at making the light shine out of things, and I did not do it like this at all. It wasn't even close. But sometimes, I mean, when it's misty, it looks like that. So you see actually taking a bit of that paint off definitely helps. So just pulling some of it off, spreading it out a little bit more. That's all right. Yeah. I think we're on to something there. There we go. But yeah, going back to me sort of procrastinating and putting things off, I really do think the best way to figure out, and I have learnt this through a lot of personal development courses, is if you've got a fear or you're not doing something or you're procrastinating, rather than trying to figure out the source, where is it coming from? Is it something mummy and daddy said or something that happened at school? It's just to actually face that fear head on and do it. And for whatever reason, I think I have a fear of doing my art. Maybe there's something that I just can't quite figure out why I get so nervous. I mean, with lots of things I do, it's not just doing my art, but yeah, I can't, it's not coming off the paintbrush. I can't quite figure out why. See, I kind of wish I'd done that with the glitter balls. Please somebody tell me what it's called. I'm sure they are glitter balls, but it just doesn't seem right. Right. Yeah, it's funny. I really love how I've done these lights now. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's fine. I'm happy. I think as well, one of the reasons why I'm struggling to get paintings finished and I'm struggling to hit the deadlines is because I'm so new. And obviously I've been doing this for years, but I had a lot of time off and I had a lot of sort of major issues that happened between when I was really doing this And now, so I can kind of say that I'm sort of coming back after having been away for so long, and just like, yeah, it's almost like I'm new. I really like the lights, actually. After thinking I'm not sure I'm doing it right, yeah, I like it much better than those. I know they're not really lights, but right. Yeah. It's just so funny. It almost looks as well like, I know they're supposed to be lights, but they kind of look like showers. It looks like it is like you could have a shower. It's like a water park or something. A very I don't know, visually pleasing, but probably quite boring. Now that one's gonna be an issue. What I could do though is put more black over. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna go over. I mean, it could be that it's on that side of the thing anyway. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. I'd say what I need to do as well is just have some various areas where the ground is white. So this is starting to look where the glitter ball is. It's like, okay, what am I doing? What is she doing? Is that really gonna make it look good? No. But I think on the areas like the bricks or the steps, I could just do some highlights. Like that. That'd be awesome. And then put some highlights on the water. So I want it to look like it is water, so I'm kind of it's the idea. You will believe that's water, you will. Yeah. Yeah. I honestly think that if you don't look too closely, that is water. My paintbrush has got a little, one of the bristles is sticking up. You have to be really careful because that's my special paintbrush. Right. Yeah. Put some highlights wherever it feels like there should be. Because I mentioned this so many times, it's these little highlights that really make a difference. And yeah, that's where I'm headed. That's where I start concentrating and I stop talking, which is probably good. I mean, you know, but I definitely need to figure out how to do this in a better angle, because I think the angle for the yeah, like I said, I always say things in like what I said. Actually, I have no idea if the angle for the camera is good because I haven't looked at it properly. So for all I know, it's not even in the image. That's working quite nice. That's not even going on there. Yeah, it's funny how... I don't know what's funny. And it definitely, when I look out of the magnifying glass, when I look through it, it's bigger and you see more of the detail and you see more of like where it would be good to do more bits. And then when you aren't looking through the magnifying glass, actually you think, well, yeah, it's kind of tiny, so I think I'm quite happy with where I'm at with it. So you can carry on. What I'd like to do is just have some like ivy or something curling around. I also need to colour the branches up at the top. There we go. No. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. That is beautiful. I feel like I want to do something about the lights up there. I feel like maybe, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna ruin it. I just feel like if I do it a bit more, like, a bit more spread out like that, so it's not so. And then what I need to do, I'm sort of thinking of like when you have these lights, you have that lovely twinkle. You get little stars. So can I do something like that where it's like the paint, I think is going to go on too thickly. I might have to really focus, hold my breath for a second while I do it. Yeah, no, it's not coming off. And I'm scared. I'm scared to do it. I'm gonna do the little frames, not the frames, the what are these called? The lamps, but what's the lamp shade? I'm just gonna do them all orange. I could have done them all different colours, I suppose, but nope. They are all gonna be orange. Because that's what I've decided. And then, see, I don't know whether that was supposed to be a light. I suppose that could be a light, couldn't it? I think it was meant to be a light, but it's just become a leaf. It's become a leaf. See, what I could do is come up here. Yeah, just fill them in with the brownish stuff. And then get some more brown on here. This is clearly not finished. There we go. This is annoying because even though there's, I don't know, there's quite a lot of stuff done and finished, and I feel like I want it to be finished, I feel like I'm not actually there. And I want a lot more detail, but let's give this one a red dress. There. And then I can paint the one that's on the ground as well, actually. Oops. And just fill it in the room. Voila. Lovely. Yeah, that's nice. Do I want to give the witches up at the top different colour dresses? I mean, I could do, but I'm worried that I'm just going to ruin it. And this paintbrush is not behaving. It has to have the right amount of paint on it, the right amount of liquid. And there's one that's green, and then you do another one that's green. And then I really like that red, which is really good because I got a lot of it. Ooh, that one can be red. And you don't have to put much detail in them because they're just up there. And then the other one, oops. I think maybe it's red again. Red and green party, that's what we got here. That was the dress code. Right. And then I just need to put a bit of shading around where it's clearly not shaded. There. Yeah. And I love the darker areas at the top. But these little bits here and there. Stay down. Oops. Yeah. But as with other paints, gouache does dry a lot lighter than actually that works quite nicely. You can do that. And then do a little bit of dark around the actual window. I just don't think I've got enough paint on my paintbrush though. I need it thicker. I quite like the way it's just dropped down like that though. Not sure about that. Can't get them to look like windows though. They don't have that nice sort of window glue look. They just look like, they almost look like an orange door, an orange blob door. I don't know what that means. But that's what they look like, so I might give them a little bit of a smoosh like that. So they're not as obvious there. Yeah, they just don't glow. I don't know how to rectify that. Sometimes just by pushing paint away, you get a nice glow underneath. That's sort of working. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. I think having a little bit of depth on the frame makes it work better. Right. Just putting a few little, oh my god, getting the white off the paint is just so difficult. This is probably one of the biggest challenges I have is just getting the paint off and also keeping the painting stuck to the paint, stuck to the card. Okay. There. So I've got to have a really, really good look at this and see, is it finished? I know it's not, but sometimes I look at something and think, okay, I've actually got nothing else I can do. So why do it? No. There. She is. She's a happy witch. And you got the happy witch up there. I like her. I should do more witches flying around, but again, I really like this. And I kind of feel like it's finished, and which is crazy. Yeah. I just can't really figure out what else to do to it, and I think there probably are loads of other bits I should do, but I really like it as it is. Yeah. I even like the little area of water. I think that's worked really well. I like the lamps. I like how they're shining down their light, even though I wouldn't normally do it like that. I'd do it completely differently, but these steps don't look brilliant. But again, you don't matter. Trying to do a little bit of splishy of light here and there. It's more than a splishy of light. It's a great big mess. That's gonna annoy, isn't it? So do it over there. So I've been looking at it and I have decided that I just want to keep doing little bits here and there. I've just realised I don't have my own side. I got my trusty tissue. I always need to have a tissue on hand. So I'm just going to do, there's like a little thing there that I think was meant originally to be a little light. So I think I might have it like a little, I don't know what you call it. Let me put my hand there. Like, there's like little flies going around it. Oh my gosh. Trouble is, I'm still learning to do angles. Like painting from different angles. And I think I'm not very good at it. Oops. There, I don't really know if that's going to actually... I think it's a little bit weird. I think, yeah. I don't know. I think it kind of works. I think we could get away with it being like a little sort of, I don't know, glowworm, or what's the other one that you have? I think we have glowworms in this country, but I've never seen one. I think they're probably very, very either hidden away so you never see them, or quite nocturnal. I just want to do like little spots of colour everywhere. Little spots of not colour, but it is colour. Little bits of white. Yeah, I just don't know where. I felt like, yes, I want to put more detail in. But now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I'm actually really happy with that. I think if I do it again, I'd probably have some more witches flying around. But again, you know, it's not bad. I like it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the angle, because I'm going to paint it. Or maybe I'll change my angle, because I'm going to paint it. I'm going to paint my name. This means that I have decided, it's funny how I can sort of finish a painting the night before and not be sure if it's finished or not. And then get up the next morning and think, yeah, I'm done. Because I was looking at it and thinking, oh gosh, not enough water. Getting up this morning and thinking, yeah, there's quite a little bit more. I might actually write this in pen. This is going to be a bit of a novelty. I'm going to write my name with a pen. And I'm going to use the finest pen. I think what I need to do as well is hold this. And maybe, I don't know. I feel like, yes, I'm finished. I'm going to put it here and then I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah. Oh, writing with a pen is so much better. All those years of signing my name with paint, and I just signed it with a pen. Okay, so yeah, I might come back to this painting actually, because I keep looking at it and thinking, yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like again, I do like the idea of it. So what I'm going to do is say thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and do all these wonderful things. They're all free. And oh, a little alarm just went off on my phone. And come back next time. I do these every Sunday at 5, as long as there's no issues with upload, which I sometimes have. And then I do my House of Matilda and Josephine every Wednesday at 5. Again, issues of uploading and me being procrastinating and all that rest of it. Yeah, so I will be back